Looked like we were like straight up like in Brady Bunch, like looking up in the
Can we
different
do that?
boxes.
Can we do that real quick? We all just like look around at each other. Hold on, let me get some music in the background.
Oh my god.
I want to do this.
It could be. It could be
You
like
guys
part
won't
of
be
our.
able to hear it, but
Intro. Just have like the
Yeah,
different
you're
guests
cool.
like rotating around in the different squares. Oh my god.
Oh wait, no. It's
Here's
please
the story
let's look at each
of a
other.
lovely
I
lady
gotta go back to the actual
who
Discord
was
call.
bringing up three very lovely girls.
But no, it's different on.
Yeah, it
it's
is
on
different.
Discord
Shut
call.
up.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look around.
Like their
Wait, I got Mike up
the
here.
youngest one.
Tim over there.
What song are you playing?
Yeah.
It's
This
the
is up
story
there.
of a man named Brady
Oh,
who was
I'm not even
busy with
listening.
three boys of his
A
own.
is for quitters.
They were four
I
men
never quit nothing
living
but my
all
marriage and my child
together.
All right,
support.
enough of
Yet
that.
they were all alone.
That was great
No,
though.
so I got a real question for you guys. I thought
Yeah.
of a doozy. It's not really a doozy. It's just something I'm curious about.
Okay.
Do you guys believe in ghosts, like paranormal shit? Do you guys
Oh,
think that's real?
that's a good question. I don't. Not really.
Not really.
No.
Are you
Uh,
fucking...
Do you?
No, I don't. I think it's
They do
fucking
this
dumb.
on the H3
Although-
podcast every week. They ask their guests to tell a ghost story, and you'd be surprised. Like, when you hear Bob Saget's ghost story or whatever, it's like, huh.
I actually kind of have a good one for that. It's not really a ghost story though. It was just so I was camping with some family friends. We were in Oklahoma. It's the only time I've ever been to fucking Oklahoma in my life. And we were at this weird little cabin. I can't remember who even fucking owned it. I think it was a church friend actually. And there was this one particular room in that cabin that I
Yeah.
still remember to this day. It just felt wrong. Like, I don't know what it was. Just walking into that room, you just had this feeling in the back of your mind, like, I should not be here. And I don't know what the fuck it was. There's just that one particular room, and everybody got the same feeling. You walk in, you're just like, okay, this is weird. I shouldn't be here.
That's interesting.
I don't know what it was.
That kind of stuff's really interesting.
Hmm.
But I don't know, man. The reason I
think-
ask it is because last time when I was at work, you remember that building that I sent you, Mike, with the individual bricks that they
Yeah.
made and carved out, the fucking really cool one.
Yeah.
That building is supposedly haunted, and I was walking around in it, and they were telling me like, "Oh, you're not scared," and I didn't understand. So it just was really interesting to me. We had this hour-long conversation about why I don't believe in ghosts and why I think it's fucking dumb.
Do native people believe in ghosts? Is that more common, do you think, than us white folk?
Some.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Depends
know.
what tribe
I'm
you're
not going to
talking about.
pretend to know a lot about it.
Sure,
I grew
sure.
up here, but I didn't ever invest in the culture. I thought it was just as weak as church. But
I mean, people in the South believe in ghosts, for sure. I definitely heard a lot of ghost stories. We had the local one was Sensabaugh Tunnel. There's this tunnel. How do you spell Sensabaugh? There we go. There's this tunnel, and Cody Sensabaugh, he went to my high school. So we had a bunch of black guys, Sensabaugh, that lived in our hometown. A bunch of them were really fucking good at football and sports and stuff, and went on to play in the NFL and shit. But
cool.
they have that last name because their family was owned by the Sensabaughs, the white Sensabaughs, And
Shit.
so the story is one of those white Sensabaugh guys. He came out and he murdered his wife and their baby in this tunnel. The tunnel's now covered in graffiti and stuff, but he killed them while the train was going over the tunnel. And so supposedly when you're in the tunnel, people have all these weird stories about hearing the baby, or you'll go under it and all of a sudden the train's going over you, but you never heard it coming. And there are a lot of weird ghost stories like that, or people's cars. You drive through this tunnel, it's covered in water, but this is the road. It's like a creek,
Holy shit, Tim.
but it's just a few inches of water. So you drive through it. It's a road. And people would talk about
Weird.
their cars shutting off halfway through it and all this.
Oh my God.
Look, here's a picture of a baby doll.
Oh my god, no.
But yeah.
No.
And then this is the guy's house right next to it. So people have this just folk tale of it. But I drove through that. We smoked weed and drove through there and all, high school shit. And we're just oh, what's going to happen? Nothing happens, but...
yeah, no, there's a lot of I guess there'd be urban legend kind of things for where I live. And I think it probably does have something to do with being in rural, like a rural area,
Skinwalkers, man.
and like having so many people die here because it was a reservation, you know.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, but I don't know. The big one that everyone always talks about is there's these boarding schools. That's where I was, is boarding schools. I was in their dorms. There's one that's unoccupied, and we broke into it in high school. You know, doing high school shit, just being
Of course, yeah.
yeah. Going into the basement and trying to scare each other and shit. But
Uh-huh.
I never had like any sort of experience with ghosts or anything. I didn't feel anything. I just felt fucking silly for being afraid of entering this building.
Yeah.
But a lot of my friends and stuff swear that when we were down there, they were like, "Oh, be quiet, be quiet. You hear those footsteps?" And they swear they hear stuff, and I think they're just. I think it's like
It could
kind
be
of
like,
like a placebo effect. Like they're
Yeah.
psyching themselves out. You know, I
It
think
could
that's
also-
a lot of what.
yeah, it
ghosts
could
are.
also just be like adrenaline, like rushing, like other drugs that your brain produces that's making you not necessarily hallucinate, but is there like a
Yeah, like false
Well, if
hallucinate,
you
like a
believe or
term
if
to
you're
hallucinate but
scared or-
auditory?
Sure,
See,
yeah.
I think
You're
it's kind of
hearing
like the
things?
hypnosis thing. Like it only works if you want it to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or you just believe it somehow, because it's the same thing with like with well, not same thing, but people that have PTSD and stuff. They,
Oh yeah.
you know, they're not they hear a bump in the night and assume it's an intruder or whatever. It takes them back. They grab their gun. You know, like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff happens. Where if I hear a bump in the night, I'm assuming a branch fell outside. But when like I okay, so when I was a kid, this is my only ghost story I have is like I was so young, like 3, 4, like the age where you run and sleep in your parents' bed when you're scared. Like that's how young I was. And so I just have this vivid memory of like shadows on the walls of my room, and like just like knowing it was haunted, knowing something was outside, knowing like all these monstrous things existed in that room. And then when I got older, my parents told me that like they got sick of me coming into their bed as a kid, like running and asking if I could sleep in their bed. And so one night they flipped the lock around on my door and locked me in my room.
Oh no.
And they said I was screaming and pounding
fucked
on the
up.
door, and like, so I think that like permanently ingrained in my memory, like that night forever has
Oh my God.
like that's why I've so vividly remember like there was a monster in that fucking room with me, because my parents just like,
traumatized you.
Oh my
forced you
god,
to-
that's amazing.
yeah,
That's
Fuck
horrible,
off.
dude.
I know.
It's fucked up, but holy shit,
Force you
that's
to face your
amazing.
fears, I guess.
yeah.
No.
So that's with me for the rest of my life.
I mean, a lot of ghost stories you hear too are from younger kids, and I don't know why that is, but I mean, here at my place,
Rational
we're,
parts of the brain that haven't taken over yet.
maybe
I
I don't know. But when my grandfather died, he died in his bedroom, you know, in his house, and like one of my nieces, whenever we stay at his house, she swears like she sees shadows of him and like hears him talking and shit, and I just don't understand like why these things would, you know, be more. I guess why children are more receptive to these kind of things, or
Yeah.
because I feel like some of it is a little far fetched to make up, you know, because she would tell us things that like, I don't know, maybe she heard us talking about it or something, like different stories or whatever, but she would tell us things that we didn't think she would inherently just know about him, you know,
Yeah.
just shit like that.
Mhm.
It's really interesting to think about that kind of thing,
That's
I don't know.
crazy.
but I still don't believe in ghosts. I think it's fucking nonsense. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what you guys know how like when we were like in high school age, maybe even a little bit younger, there was all these like footage things on the internet where like you'd see orbs floating through and like
Yeah.
weird
I
shit like
remember
that.
this.
Yeah, as cameras have gotten better, we've stopped having ghost sightings, you know? Like that's
Yeah.
not an orb, that's just your camera being fucking shitty.
We still have UFOs and stuff, though.
Yeah.
They still are
But
getting-
UFOs I feel like are a lot more believable than ghosts.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. I mean, it's fathomable to imagine like a different species or technology that we can't comprehend. It's pretty hard to fathom something that's dead still being here. Like that's
Well, I mean, I don't personally believe in ghosts or whatever, but there's like other different theories. Like if you go like look at like Gaia theory or whatever, where it's like everyone's like essence or energy or whatever goes back to the earth. Like if you think about that, then if that is an actual thing, then that could explain ghosts, because like a little chunk of that energy that is our soul or whatever you want to call it could be left, and that's what people are seeing when they're kids and seeing ghosts or whatever random shit.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, but I mean, there's like all kinds of theories. We could go for fucking days on theories. Like,
oh, for sure.
The whole like a part of your being gets imprinted on like whatever ectoplasm is, you know, and that creates a ghost.
Yeah.
The Pope is a lizard. We could talk about reptilians too. I really like reptilian
I have 3
theories
dicks.
a lot, actually.
It's good.
No, he can't be, because the lizard people are controlling the Jews, who are controlling the media, who are controlling the.
Oh my god!
Look. The Pope couldn't be that cool if he wasn't a lizard. All right, only a lizard Pope could be so goddamn cool.
Oh man.
Oh, dude.
The Pope.
The fucking it's like one of my favorite pieces of audio on the internet is Louis C.K. asking Donald Rumsfeld if he's a lizard on radio, on live radio. He frames it so well, because he's just like, look, you know, there's a lot of crazy people out there. And some people think you and Dick Cheney and other Republicans and high, ranked people are lizards. They're lizards. They think you're a lizard. And, it can't possibly hurt your reputation to deny it. So just right now, I'd like to upfront ask you, are you a lizard? And then he dodges the question for like the next 30 minutes. He refuses to answer it.
That's amazing. That makes it so much better.
Yeah, that makes
It's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know. I love these kind of like these fucking like reptilian theories and like all these different like conspiracy theories that are so far fetched that only like ridiculous people would believe in them, like flat Earth and stuff.
Yeah,
For some
fucking
reason
flat
have, like,
earthers.
that have like a huge following. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with them. Like there was this 1.5 hour long video on YouTube called like the Flat Earth documentary or something, and it was explaining why flat Earth theory was right. And I watched the whole thing front to back.
Oh my god.
Have you ever talked to somebody who believes that shit or is diving into it?
I don't.
No,
think
I have
so.
one of my
think
old
I
I
have
friends,
a
have.
couple times.
Oh no.
one of my old friends, I used to teach with her, and I had her class in high school actually. But her brother from Colorado believes in it like vividly, and he was a science teacher, and he quit science teaching
Wow.
and became like a flat earther. And I don't know what he does now. He's probably still a really good dude. Like he was really
Bro,
cool. but-
Earth. That's amazing.
But
Flat
but no, I really want to go and meet him in person because I really want to just tell him how fucking stupid I think he is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm here in Denver. I got a bed right there, dude.
Yeah, like I don't know where he's from, but I just want to tell him how fucking ridiculous and dense you have to be to think that, flat Earth is real.
It's
Oh man.
Like, how minuscule are you that you don't realize how small you are to be like, well,
wait,
the
but
horizon
he
isn't
was
curved.
like a science teacher or something?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I might be throwing him under the bus or something, but that's what I remember Angie saying.
Because like I don't know, man. I trust the people that are smarter than me, and most people that are smarter than me and know things about science say the Earth is not flat.
Yeah.
Like I think and other planets are circle. It all makes sense. Like it checks out what I've been taught. So I don't know why on earth I would ever question it. But
Yeah.
could I sit there and scientifically explain how the Earth is not flat? Like
I couldn't tell you how the Earth is round or whatever. You're absolutely right.
I can't sit here and make evidence myself, but I can trust
it's
that
gravity.
the photos I've
Yeah, I
seen
was
from
gonna say.
telescopes and stuff are right or whatever, But
Yeah.
I can't. So for like a science teacher, it's like, wait, what convinced that person? This like rational person invested in science to.
How do flat
Believe
earthers
that
explain
conspiracy.
how gravity works? Like, how do they think gravity
Well, I mean,
works?
I don't know
like,
about
look at your
that.
I don't
desk.
remember.
Like, look at your desk. Like, fucking,
Have you
you
ever-
stay stuck to it because it's flat. Like, that's
you
how
ever
they.
looked at a fucking flat Earth map? Because like,
Yeah.
where does it run
No.
off and all this stuff? Like
They
how
the flat
what
Earth
else
supposed
is
to be
there?
completely surrounded
The
There's
by
flat
like-
Earth maps are interesting.
Ice
Yeah,
They're-
it's
they're
like
really interesting.
Antarctica is like
It's
the
a border
edge.
Yeah,
around the
Antarctica
entire world.
surrounds us. So that's what keeps everything together or some bullshit.
But
Yeah.
some people believe there's like other things beyond, like it never ends, you know?
Oh god.
Some of these
Oh,
people
really?
think there's like all this land we've never seen, and like,
Oh,
we're
no.
like we're like the Truman Show in here,
One of his
and,
customers is a
and
goddamn
then
flat
like
earther.
it keeps going,
Yeah.
and we're not even experiencing society, like real society. We're like a pocket in. Like, how fucking crazy is that? It's such a good movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie, but I mean, it's fucking stupid.
Oh,
to
it's
think,
so
like,
dumb.
That's your real life. Like, no, there's no fucking way in hell that there's more. Like, fine, I can't prove that Earth isn't flat, but there's not more land out there.
Yeah.
There's just not. You know, like that. I feel like it's just
We would have
ridiculous.
found it by now.
We would
Yeah,
have
see,
been
look
there.
at
Yeah.
this
Our
one.
Earth is dying.
The
we would
Earth
be there.
Pond. Earth Pond. That's what this thing is
I'm
called.
trying to.
I saw like, okay, so I was I don't see any. I just like I saw this Earth Pond image on Instagram when I was like posting random hashtags. I used like a hashtag flat Earth, and then I was like, oh, what else is out there for flat Earth? And I clicked it, and I found some of these Earth Pond images. So like, I mean, I don't like some of the shit is like they think this is I don't know, Rushkaya. They have like names of these areas that are outside here, or maybe those are real parts of Antarctica. I don't
Maybe.
know.
I really
Yeah,
wish my imagination
fucking-
was this great.
Right?
Holy
That's-
fuck! Like, does that mean like the North Pole? The North Pole area is in the center of the Earth, like the
Yeah,
fucking...
that's what this is showing.
Oh,
The
okay,
North Pole is that white speck in the middle.
that's interesting. I've never seen like that kind of idea for it.
Oh my god, and look at this idea. It's the fucking idea that there are other ponds.
Oh my god,
So there are adjacent worlds separated by ice.
that's
Oh my-
different though. That's like a whole. Oh, it's separated by ice.
I
Well,
feel
I
like that
mean-
That's fucking dumb. Like that's really fucking stupid.
that'd
I
make for a
think that
kick-ass
might
video
be
game
what
storyline,
this-
maybe.
Yeah.
It's just like that's a cool like world built. You know what I mean? Like that's, it's it'd be a great video game. I agree with that. But it's so dumb, but it's so creative.
Yeah, where did these people come up with these ideas? You know,
I
like
know they're good.
it's fucking awesome. They should be writing our movies and our games.
Probably crap.
Not who we have
Totally.
now. But no, man, I like when you
But
said
I-
there was different worlds. I thought you meant like different dimensions, and I'm like, that's like a whole different bag of worms. Like,
Yeah, no.
you know, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Guys,
Flat Earth
aliens.
fucking pisses me off. Pisses me off
Crazy.
so much. It's just I don't understand how people can be so willingly just stupid. Just you're fucking dumb.
Well, yeah, so much of the flat earth stuff that you hear is so easily disproven. Like some of the shit, like I remember seeing the BOB's tweets, and
Oh
when
my
he
God, I loved it.
tweeted the like picture of
From his
the
plane,
curve,
right?
Yeah, or a plane or whatever, and he was like they show a curve, but it's only a curve because this photo was taken with a panoramic blah 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 lens, a fisheye lens, and I was just like, no, like how do you know that? And do you think every camera's a GoPro BOB? Like what's happening? Do you think every camera does that? Because there's like tons of different kinds of cameras, and not every footage of a curvature is taken with a fucking fisheye. How dumb are you? Like I don't know.
Oh my God. So I googled one of the flat Earth maps or whatever, and one of them is the surrounded by ice thing with the
Sure.
North Pole in the center. And the first comment is it's painfully obvious you have not investigated the flat Earth theory. Then quotes Proverbs, and then it says some shit about how we no longer have the technology to send a man through the Van Allen belt, like all this and like the curvature of 8-inch drop after every mile squared. It's like, but we can't see it in bodies of water. And I'm like, the fuck are you even talking about? Like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's
These
my
people
thing
are
with
nuts.
like with all these conspiracies. It's like I like you just have to trust something. Like if we're gonna talk about the moon landing conspiracy of the footage had to go through the radiation belt. Can you explain to me like what a radiation belt is and how that would affect footage? And like, can you cite like it's really easy to say, well, the footage couldn't make it through the radiation belt. But what the fuck does that mean? Like,
Okay, I remember
don't
that,
know.
that something about it affecting the camera. Okay, so
Yeah,
this is an
so we
awesome
talked
fucking thing you need to watch on Netflix whenever you get a chance. It was like I think it was called Further. It's like talking about the Voyager.
Uh-huh.
It's such a good series. I was telling you about that, Caleb. It's such a fucking good series. And it's just like they're talking about all the bullshit they went through to get Voyager 1 and 2 to actually survive, how it was just kind of a cobbled together thing, and all the shit they went through to make it actually happen. How like I love the images, like whenever they're coming up on different planets and shit, you just see these tiny little specks growing in an entire world. But anyway, they were talking about that. They were talking about the whole radiation thing, and what they used was straight up tinfoil. They wrapped the fucking things in tinfoil to survive the radiation. That they went to the store and they bought fucking tinfoil
That's
and
amazing.
wrapped these things in tinfoil so it would survive the radiation going through space.
But I still don't understand what a radiation belt is the problem.
Well, okay, yeah.
I don't
so
remember
there-
where it comes from. I want
I-
to say it's from the sun or some other shit, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
It is a thing, and the idea is that it would overexpose the footage, you know, like old film.
Film.
You know
okay.
that's generally the concept of why that would happen. But you wrap it in aluminum foil, problem solved. Like like I wouldn't know that aluminum foil would fix it, but I wouldn't know if like, you know, you put it in a cardboard box with mothballs and it works for some reason. Like I couldn't tell you the science behind stopping radiation.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's,
No, I don't know. I think it's really interesting though, like the whole fake moon landing thing too. I mean, we've gone conspiracy after conspiracy theory, but the whole fake moon landing thing really, I feel like that's a viable theory. Like that,
Yeah,
I feel like it's viable
that's
that it's
a
actually
lot.
faked.
Yeah, that compared to flat Earth is like
Yeah,
it's a way smaller conspiracy.
yeah,
It's like it doesn't go against everything in science to say like we wanted to look superior to the Russians. Like it's not a crazy.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure that we have the capability of doing it now. I mean, if they wanted to,
Yeah.
they could put a man on the moon, no problem. Now, I think, but it's
Yeah, we
back
have no
then. I feel
reason
like
to, though.
I mean, shit, you got Musk trying to put people on Mars in the next
Yeah.
decade or
That's
so.
crazy. That man.
yeah,
I think he
That
said
dude is fucking
2020,
crazy.
didn't he?
yeah, that dude's fucking.
I might be
insane.
wrong.
Did he
but-
say 5 years? It might have been 5 years.
I don't know. That guy's fucking crazy to me. I think like all these people like
I've seen a lot of
fucking
shit
paint
come
him
up.
gold and shit, but he's fucking ridiculous. I think he's fucking pants on head retarded.
No, he's insane.
Well, it's
Well,
like
have you seen the thing that's been going on
He's-
recently
he's
with
a
him with
genius.
Tesla?
well,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
some people
His
view him
stock just
as like
dropped like a rock.
a steezy businessman.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, some people
He's
see
like-
that, and other people see him as this golden boy. But yeah, I did see something about the Tesla stock drop. What did he say that made it drop? He said,
So it's because he was doing an interview with a stock market analyst, and she asked him some kind of question, and he
And
pretty
he's-
much just blew it off, and he just said like, "Oh no, I don't want any of these dumb questions." And I guess after that, shit just kind of went south for
But
him. I
he
don't think
said
that's what started
something-
it.
He said something like you don't invest in Tesla if you want reliable returns. He said something
Mhm.
like that. It was something that was like, look, I'm not playing a safe game. You don't know what's going to happen. And that's what I think freaked people out. But I don't remember exactly what it was. That's what I thought I had read.
No,
I
downstairs
don't know
makes
if
I
that-
think
But for all I
think
know,
I
that
mean-
was an old quote.
yeah, for sure. But I think
So
the man's
smart
a
that he's
genius. I think he's actually intelligent. But he's like a snake oil salesman.
He's
Like,
obviously
he's
intelligent, but yeah.
sowing these tall tales. He's telling people all these things that can happen that he's gonna do. But
But
like,
thus far, he's backed it up. The whole
Yeah.
rocket thing is incredible.
Yeah,
Landing a
it's
fucking rocket,
crazy.
that's mind blowing.
Dude, the pictures of it too, like people in LA thought it was a UFO. Like, what was it? It's SpaceX launch. Dude, it looks cool.
And then they just
Yeah,
recently
this
launched the
thing.
Falcon. Was the Falcon 9 or the Falcon Heavy or whichever the fuck it was?
I don't know. I'm probably the only person in the world that feels this way, but I just feel like
My dad thinks he's a sleazy businessman. That's kind of like,
Oh, that's a fucking
So-
awesome picture.
yeah.
both
isn't
of
that
your dads
crazy?
think
Yeah, both of my dads.
it.
All of my dads. All 9 of my dads.
He's actually Mormon. We're just not finding out.
I'm a
So
very
smart that he
progressive
has
Mormon.
restarted. What? I think you.
You're behind. You're behind, Mikey. We've
Oh,
we've
yeah.
gone over this. God, you're fucking
Um,
terrible.
Oh my god! I was trying to figure out what happened. What actually happened with the
Hey,
Tesla
hey,
thing.
Mikey,
I
Mikey.
just-
Fuck
Yeah, I don't know. You get one of those cars, or you
There was
buy one. You sign up to buy the new car, and then you get it 3 years later. Isn't that how that shit is? Like, it
Yeah, I
takes
don't
so
know.
long to get the new Tesla. And
Yeah.
Christ, when I was working
'cause
in the mall,
parts-
yeah, when I was working in the mall, we had a Tesla store that was above us, and they had a fucking line one day. I can't remember which Tesla it was, but they had a line out the fucking like mall's front door of people waiting to buy a fucking Tesla.
It was probably the Model 3. That was the
Yeah, I think it was
the
the 3.
cheap one where you just pay $1,000 to reserve yours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember, but you were in Bellevue also. Like,
Yeah,
I'm sure
fucking
every fucking person besides you guys can fucking afford that.
pretty
Yeah.
much
You guys are the only ones that
Yeah.
could not buy a Tesla.
fucking Bellevue.
Yeah.
It's not until after I left I realized, oh shit, Steam is in Bellevue. Huh.
Yeah.
man,
Yeah, the Valve building or whatever.
Yep.
T-Mobile and fucking everything.
it's just crazy.
There's Microsoft. There's Amazon.
Amazon's there, I think, too.
Yep.
It's just crazy because it feels like he came out of nowhere and he's doing things that NASA couldn't pull off.
Mhm.
Like, you know, like
Oh,
Yeah.
God, did you see
landing
the
the
thing-
fuel capsules and landing the rocket and all that stuff.
Mm.
I guess they already, but he's doing like things where he's making the rockets more efficient and cost less money too. It's like,
Is
I don't
he
know.
independently wealthy, or did he get wealthy off of this like business?
he got wealthy off of PayPal, right?
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, it was PayPal.
He
Yeah, he was,
founded
he was, he was
PayPal.
wealthy before
CEO of PayPal.
he did
He
Tesla.
did that, and then he did Tesla,
Yeah.
and then he started doing
But SpaceX
the
has
Boring
been
Company
around.
and SpaceX. The Boring
SpaceX
Company
has
is
been around
fantastic.
though, like
Okay.
2005 or 2007 or something like that. He had said something about how they were like on their last dregs. Like they had like one, I forgot what it was, but it was a small launch.
Yeah, he's from South
or something.
Africa.
And
Mhm.
he had said like if this one launch had failed, like we would have been bankrupt and gone out of business, and that one small launch like saved the whole Tesla business.
So
the
his
whole
family
SpaceX
probably
program, I
had
mean.
money.
Oh, it's been around
He's a
since
white South
2002.
African. His family
Yeah.
probably had money.
Yeah, they had gone for a few years, and it was like 2005, 2007 that they almost went bankrupt.
Man,
So
I like watching Tim's camera.
It's so awful, dude.
Yeah.
His face is like,
delayed.
Tim, are you a reptile?
dude, he's a cyborg.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
What
What were we gonna talk about again?
Anything we want to talk about?
Yeah.
Games.
Dude.
You said something. You had a
Games?
shitty thing about games, Mikey.
Oh
did.
fuck you. God damn it.
No, we're doing this. You brought it up.
Well,
What makes a
well,
good game in your opinion? So that we can shit all over it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
All right.
Oh my god.
Tell us what's a good game so I can tell you why you're fucking
Or
stupid.
just tell us any of your opinions.
yeah.
We gotta go around. We gotta go around the square though.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I'm the least critical out of all of us here, because when it comes to anything entertainment related, I go in with the mentality of I want to be entertained, so I find the things about it that I like most, and for the most part disregard the things that I don't like,
Yeah.
unless it's just awful.
Hashtag Star Wars.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You know, I try to do that.
Yeah. I tried to go into Thor expecting
Yeah,
something
man.
good.
You
I-
really didn't like Thor, and I didn't
I went
understand
into
it. I
went into
really enjoyed
Thor.
Ragnarok.
Yeah,
Uh,
Ragnarok.
I-
I thought it was
I
fun.
didn't like it either.
I-
But I went in with like, there's gonna be cool CGI, and I like that, so that's
Mhm.
all I need. And then I was like 2 seconds into it, I'm like, fuck these dad jokes. I hate this movie.
Dude, I loved it. Oh, they were
I
the
can't
perfect-
do the humor. I can't. It's,
Oh
it's
my God.
too.
Yeah, the
too
humor's
much.
too shitty. And then I don't know. There's a few things like
Dude.
they shit on some of the comic storyline stuff, like
Yeah, I
Planet
don't know
Hulk.
about that.
So fucking stupid and retarded that it just.
Yeah.
There's a
I mean,
lot
Hollywood-
of things in there that I didn't like.
There are definitely
Hollywood
some
does that a
things
lot.
that I don't know why they put certain little like little fucking what's the word?
Oh my god.
Easter
can't-
eggs, references.
Easter eggs, references, thank you, something along those lines towards other storylines if they're good storylines that they're not going to flesh out. Like, I don't want to hear about Planet Hulk if you're not going to do anything about it. Like, yeah, you can allude to it, but if you're not going to expand on it enough to where it makes sense to have that illusion, then don't do it. But
See, I was pretty upset with the Civil War because they didn't really make it a civil war. It was just like a little bit of infighting. They were just being a bunch of bitches, and that was the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what the fuck was that about?
I mean,
Like-
I think those movies are trying to accomplish impossible feats. I think it's
Yeah.
really hard to put that many heroes in a movie together and make a good cohesive film with good plot and dialogue and character development. Like, I think
They're
it's
trying to-
just
yeah.
it's just
They're trying to
almost
make them the original
impossible.
Avengers.
They could do it in like TV shows, but like even if you look at some of the TV shows, like Flash had
TV
the
shows are
Flashpoint paradox,
awful.
and it was one episode of not even the Flashpoint paradox. Like, it was just shit on. And I want to like the TV shows, but they have gone to shit. Like Arrow, after the first few episodes, got pretty strong. Second half of season 1 was pretty good.
I agree.
And it's just gotten progressively
yeah,
worse.
it got
And
so
then-
bad.
And
Yeah,
Flash
Arrow,
was
like,
trying to
season
do
1 and 2 was great, and then
Yeah.
it just fucking shit itself.
Did any of you watch The Runaways?
No,
No.
it looked fucking
Ultimate
awful.
disappointment.
Yeah, it looked fucking
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, I forced
didn't
myself to
finish
watch.
the first episode.
No, I forced myself to watch 6 episodes, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna blow my fucking.
I didn't
brains
even
out.
I didn't even watch it. And then there's that like the X-Men TV show where it was like the kids where all the mutants are like outlawed and like regulated or like kidnapped and like taken away by the government. And
I don't
that show
remember
is
that.
god awful. Pretty much all of the superhero shows, like as much as I want to like them, are terrible. Like
I'll take this moment to
Jessica
plug
Jones is
Legion.
okay.
Legion is like the best fucking superhero
I
show
d-
on
yeah.
network television. Like it's the best. It's so good. And I like some of the Netflix ones. I haven't watched the new Jessica Jones, but I really liked the first season. And
I thought Punisher was fucking awesome too. By the way,
I
I was just
didn't
gonna plug
watch-
I
that too.
actually haven't watched
watched
Punisher,
Punisher
yet,
and-
but I did hear it was good.
I watched the Daredevil season with him. and it
Daredevil was
fucking
sick.
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
Daredevil,
I lo-
like
I
that
do
one
like Daredevil.
fight scene where he's like going through the entire building, the like 3-minute, like
It's a
Like-
5-minute one shot
yeah,
fight
yeah.
scene in the
Like,
stairwell.
fucking
Like
awesome.
doing things like that is like so.
They did
good.
it in the first season too.
Yeah, they did it when he
Yeah,
went
yeah.
to below the whatever shop, the
Remember.
Troika shop or whatever.
Yeah,
To find that little boy, and he. Yeah, I rewatched
Yeah.
it recently with Cheyenne, and it's fucking awesome.
dude.
But
Yeah,
Legion
Daredevil
is
is
like
dope.
that shit on acid. Like Legion
Gotcha.
is weird. And oh shit, here's
Is it on Netflix?
Nathan. No,
And-
it's it's on FX, and the first
yeah,
season's on Hulu.
Oh,
But
it's on Hulu. Okay, I might.
yeah, you
And
can
that-
watch the
that
first
X-Men-
season.
that X-Men show that I said was terrible. It's called The Gifted. It's awful.
Gotcha.
Gifted. I haven't
Yeah.
even heard the name.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not good.
Oh, what's that horror one that they were gonna do? Have you guys seen that one? The previews released for it. They're doing like a horror one where they're like in a mental hospital or some shit.
No,
I gotta find that.
New.
Oh yeah, find out what that's called. That sounds kind of familiar actually, but
The superhero thing or FX show?
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like they're
I've seen ads on YouTube for it.
God, I gotta find it. Was it not the New Mutants? What was it? It was basically these kids that were like starting to gain their abilities and powers, and they were thrown into a mental hospital like the guise of a mental hospital. But all this shit is happening. They have no idea what the fuck is going on. They like start to think they're actually going insane, but it's just like their powers coming about. You know.
The
I mean, that's
first
kinda
season
how
of Legion takes
Legion
place in a
starts,
mental
yeah.
hospital. Yeah, it starts in a mental hospital. This guy, I had him pulled up.
The Outsiders,
The New Mutants.
New Mutants. Oh, okay.
It is called the New Mutants.
This guy right here, Nathan Hurd, the albino Hurd on Snapchat. He's a comedian. He's fucking hilarious, and he's in the second season
This
of
isn't
Legion.
Westworld.
So I haven't seen him yet. I haven't gotten that far in the show, but he's fucking great. I love this guy. I'm really stoked to see him.
I'd never even heard of Legion before this.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
It's awesome.
I watched like the first like 2 or 3 episodes, and I just didn't get into it. But Mike keeps saying it's really good, so I might have to pick it back up.
Yeah,
he
it's
has better
weird.
opinions than you do. So
Oh
Well,
my
it's
God,
weird,
fuck
and they do
off.
things that are just like
Yeah, I'm gonna
creative
drop
and
this shit
stuff.
on you
Like
guys.
they have some choreographed dancing that's like takes place in random episodes, and it's
This
so
isn't
good.
Westworld.
It like really
Yeah.
conveys like it just tries really hard to like make no episode feel like the last one. Like it's good.
See, I'm not
That's
sure where to
pretty
draw.
cool.
I'm just gonna put this here so you guys can watch this later.
Okay.
okay.
You know what I want is I want more of like the obscure comics, like from like
More
Dark
Deadpool
Horse or like
comics.
Vertigo.
Ooh, Dead Horse, yeah. Dark Horse, Dead
Because
Horse,
like
yeah.
they did a Lucifer TV show from the Vertigo comics that I really liked. That I think is actually canceled after 3 seasons now. Part of the whole.
Terrible opinions again. There they
Oh
are.
my God! Great shows get canceled all the time. Fuck off.
And bad ones get canceled all the time too.
Yeah. So it being canceled is not a good metric of if it's a good show or a
Your
bad show.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine or whatever is getting picked up.
It got picked up less than 24 hours later. All right.
That doesn't.
Doesn't mean it's a
bad.
good show.
Yeah, it's bad. We went over this last
We've
week.
been talking about this for like 3 days.
and we're not
Brooklyn
going
Nine-Nine.
to stop.
Sorry.
I enjoy
Anyway,
Brooklyn
speaking of
Nine-Nine,
shitty
so I
opinions-
think it's fantastic.
Speaking of
I've
shitty
watched
opinions, your
several
games.
episodes.
Oh my
and,
God.
And it's like there's way worse shows out there. There's so many
Yeah.
worse comedies out there, but
For sure.
but I don't like it.
That's
I like
fine.
it.
You don't have to like it. I really enjoy it. I'm happy that I got picked back up.
Sure. Yeah, I mean I'm happy. Like, you know, it's not a shitty sitcom with canned laughter.
Yeah.
You know, it like the writers of that show are like actually decent writers. I guess. I just don't like it. I don't know something
Yeah.
about it.
I just don't like it either. It's pretty bad. And then
All right, you want to talk about your games?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I do. I want to hear what his
transition
opinion is.
into
there.
Okay, so you have to go kind of based off of genre because I mean, like, like platformer, the story doesn't
Just
actually
one
matter.
game
It's
you
solid.
play
oh my
that
god, just
anyone
shut
who likes
up and
games
just say
needs to play.
something.
Oh my God, I
You're
am.
fucking
Fuck
stupid.
off with your goddamn interrupting. Jesus Christ. Oh. But like one of my favorite games is like the Halo series, like the original 3, because after that it gets really, really shitty. Like Halo 1 had like solid mechanics. There were some bugs, but it felt great to play through it. It was a little floaty, but so when you jumped, you kind of like floated down. But it had good mechanics. It felt good to shoot, and it had a solid story. For a first-person shooter or third-person shooter that's in a story-driven game, I like having a solid story with gameplay to back it up. But then you get games like right now Destiny 2 doesn't have the story to back it up, so it feels good to play for the most part. But
We
but they
just played
keep
it into the fucking dirt.
The
Yes.
opinions are too spicy tonight.
Yeah. Yo, what's up, Keegan?
it's
Yeah.
because I'm here that they all get super salty
I
about
know.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hate
yeah,
everything.
yeah. You've got terrible tastes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
He went with the safest fucking opinion ever, though. Oh,
Yeah.
I like hate.
No,
What
but
other fucking douchebag on the
Okay,
internet
no,
would
I
say-
got one for
Take
you.
a risk.
I
You're
just
so
went with
afraid.
a solid.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4.
I never played
Was
it.
that the one? Yeah, I don't think I played it, but I
Oh
like
my God,
Resident
you
Evil
guys
5.
Did that
Is that
one
the- is
come
that the
out
old
for like
over the shoulder?
GameCube?
That one, yeah,
Was
that
that
one's an
the-
older one.
Yeah,
But that was, in my opinion, the epitome of good game right there.
Really?
It had, I mean, other than the controls, that's the only thing that I had an issue with. Trying to freaking aim was stressful as hell, which I think actually kind of contributed to
Added
being
to
it so goddamn scary. but it just felt right. Like at the time, I wasn't really used to the whole idea of the QuickTime events, so that was kind of a new thing for me, and I thought those were fucking fantastic.
QuickTime events are the fucking worst.
I know
They're
a
just-
lot of people really don't like those, but in that game, I thought it just felt right. It felt fucking fun to do those QuickTime events.
They're
And
just
there was
interactive
actual
cutscenes.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. Just give me a real cutscene and put some real art into it and make it look good. Instead
But I
of,
like.
you know,
So wait,
My argument against that is the knife fight you have that with that one asshole, like what was his name, Kaiser or some shit. There's some dude with this fuck huge knife, and you get into this fight. It's just a cutscene where you get in a fight with him, and all it is just fucking QuickTime event after QuickTime event after QuickTime event, and it's so fucking stressful to get through that little scene, and I loved it.
Well, Resident Evil 4, I think, was the first one to change up the like how Resident Evil was, because the first three were like horror. It wasn't focused on the shooting aspect of it. I mean, yes, there was that, but it was more of like a horror. It scared the shit out of you.
Mm-hmm.
And then Resident Evil 4 switched to where it's more about the shooting and killing the zombies rather than surviving.
Yeah, to an extent. I like that they kind of constrained how much ammo you can have. Like you only had a certain amount of rounds when you in. They send in one dude with a fucking pistol, 15 rounds, and a fucking pot plant, and it was awesome.
I don't know. I think you're wrong about the cutscenes, though.
okay, but Resident Evil. See, I watched some of the movies. I never played any of the games, but the movies aren't even like the same characters as the game, right?
Oh
like,
no, they take a huge turn on
just,
the movies.
Yeah,
they
it's not
brought
even the
in
same
some of
universe
them.
quite. It's like
No, it is.
Okay,
but the thing is Mia Jovovich's character doesn't exist in the games.
Yeah,
but they bring in other characters like Valentine and
Is Wesker in the movies? Isn't he?
Wesker is in like 3 and 4 or something like that,
Okay.
whatever the newest one is, which I don't think I watched. But Wesker shows up, he like dies and then comes back and whatever because he's Wesker.
Because of Resident Evil.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah.
Wesker.
interesting. Somebody was telling me I should play one of these Resident Evil games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you ever play one, I would say 4 for sure. It is
4.
so much fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go backwards that
A
far.
lot of
back
people
with
said
gaming
6 was
right
really
now.
good.
Yeah, I never played 6. I played 5, and I was kind of unimpressed with 5. It's like, well,
like
they're trying to
5,
copy 4.
What are some other good horror games, like more recent Outlast and
Outlast is cool.
Outlast?
Right now, I'm
was
playing
good.
this one. I saw it on
'Cause I'm
Steam,
gonna get one.
and it has really good reviews, so I bought it. It's got this really interesting art style. It's called Bending the Ink Machine. And it seems
I
like it's
saw
really
you.
for kids, but it's actually really, really cool. Like the art style's cool, and a lot of like the way the narrative is handled is through like
looks kinda
collectibles
cool.
and things like that. Yeah, so I'm really digging it. The premise is like,
Is
you're
it like
a-
hand drawn shit? Oh, it's 3D.
I don't know if it's hand-drawn.
No,
but
it's stylized. It's stylized 3-dimensional.
but
That's cool.
the premise is like you're an artist and you're going back to the cartoon studio you used to work for because somebody invited you, your old partner. And while you're there, he's like been experimenting on like bringing these cartoons to life and shit, which sounds stupid.
This
and it
sounds
is kinda
more and more
stupid.
like Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, that's what I was
It's
thinking.
really funny. It's really cool, kind of. I like it a lot, actually.
Huh.
As much as like it's like a really campy and shitty story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what horror game that I liked that I don't think really was very popular. It was just kind of unique. Was Until Dawn for PS4.
Until
it's like-
Dawn.
Until
Yeah, that
Dawn
was
was like it was like a interactive movie more than anything. I mean, yeah, there was parts where you had to play and there was
the
quick time
company does
events, but
all movies like that, or all
Yeah.
fucking video games like that, though, right?
Yeah,
Like they did that, and they did that werewolf one that I can't remember the name of.
oh, I don't know. But
don't know.
I
They
really
didn't do
liked
all
it.
of them, did they?
Plus it actually took like actors and actresses that are like in movies and TV shows and made them do the mocap for the characters, and it was awesome. Like the dude from Mr. Robot was in it, and Hayden Panettiere, and a few other people that I can't remember off the top of my head. But
Was
So we watched a
that
playthrough of that, and it was kind of cool.
yeah,
Until Dawn? Is that like one of those games where you make choices or whatever? Just
yeah,
That's one of
the whole
those.
premise of it.
and
Yeah.
like some people die or some people live based on your choices type thing.
Yeah, like the
But it
Telltale
was-
games.
Yeah, kind
That's
of.
exactly
yeah.
what it is.
The
Yeah.
Wolf Among Us and like Tales from the Borderlands and shit like that. Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
exactly
but
what it
instead
is.
of being like cell shaded, it was like realistic looking. and
Oh.
it was interesting. It was really good. I really
those
liked
games
it.
are good.
it's long and it takes a while to get through the whole thing, and it's like an hour per like chapter or whatever, and there's like 10 chapters or something. And basically,
Oh,
the
that's
whole
game's
really fun
free.
to watch though.
yeah,
The first
like,
chapter is free. Yeah, you should definitely download it and play it.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. The other 3 are like $20 or $15 or something.
Bendy
Gotcha.
and the Ink Machine. I'm gonna
Yeah,
download
the
that
first
too.
one's free though. You guys should
It
definitely check.
looks pretty eerie.
Yeah,
The
it's
color palette is very.
That's creepy.
Is it all fucking yellow and red? Like, yeah.
as far as I've seen. I'm only like through chapter 2 right now.
I
Yeah.
guess it
But
really sets the
As far as
tone.
I've seen, it's all like that. It's all just
Real
stark
monochromatic.
blacks and really bright yellows. That's like the whole color palette.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But
What do you get-
it's,
how do
it's
you-
got puzzles too, which
I
is
would
kind
argue
of cool.
playing The Last of Us too, but that's just me because I have a huge boner for that fucking game.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. What do you guys feel like? How do you guys feel about like games like
Don't you dare
the
say Halo.
no, god damn it. The Telltale games where it's like the interactive, like do you guys like that?
Dude, I'm down with those. I played the shit out of them. There's the Tales from the Borderlands was really fucking fun.
Was it?
And then there was a Game of Thrones one, and that one was
Ooh.
fucking awesome.
Really?
It was fucking really
I
good.
could see that being
Yeah.
interesting.
See, I like
And-
them to a certain extent, but
I think they're cool, like but
Yeah, they're
I don't think
definitely
they're worth
cool.
$60 or $30.
Yeah.
I think they're worth like
that's my problem with
$15.
them. They
know?
feel like a movie. I should be paying a fucking movie price. I should be paying
Yeah.
20,
Well,
30 bucks.
Like
for this,
$20,
fucking
$20. I
60.
could see $20. Maybe 30 if it's like a really long one or really good one. Like Until
Mhm.
Dawn, I would have paid $30 for it brand new. I got
Oh,
it
dude, I
used.
played 40 for that shit. That one was
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
you got to think about what it is though. Like these
there's a
guys
lot
have
that
made an
goes into it.
interactive like adventure book in a video.
Yeah.
So
You
what
have to
they did
create
is
your own
they,
adventure book.
yeah, what they did is they wrote like 50 different stories, you know?
Yeah.
Because every decision will change your story. So
Yeah.
they've written like 50 different stories and written all these different dialogues that these characters can have. And
hmm
there's a lot of work that goes into it, even though it's not
Yeah,
necessarily
that's
like a
true.
AAA game. Like it's not like The Witcher where
Yeah.
everything is individually shaded and shit like that.
Aren't they making
What-
a TV show out of The Witcher too?
Yeah, I heard that, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I
There's
hope they
a,
don't. I hope they don't.
That
live action
Netflix?
TV show, I think.
I hope
there's a
they don't,
Or
because I feel like it's
HBO?
gonna be Game of Thrones or something stupid like
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
who knows? I mean, they talked about the possibility of Netflix doing a high budget Zelda TV show, and I was
Really?
like, I would love to
Ooh.
see that. Like, I know they might fuck it up, but
Yeah.
I'm willing to let them roll the dice.
I
Like,
I would be more curious. Like, if anything, I would just be curious to see who they cast for Link, and is he going to be a silent hero?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, they can't. They
I
can't.
wouldn't
You
can't
be so
know?
make
worried about
I know.
that.
They
I just
can't
wanna know
compel
who's
a story
writing.
with a mute
I
character,
know.
you know?
But
I
it's
just wanna know
it'd be
who's
kinda
writing.
funny.
Like if they get
But-
somebody who's actually played some of the games and knows what the fuck they're talking about, go for it.
well, they're
100%.
definitely gonna you know. They're gonna do that for some of the writing and production and shit, but
Yeah,
Well,
but the
they-
thing is like they
they
did that
have to.
for Sands Before Time. What's that goddamn movie called?
I don't know.
Sands of
Prince of
Time.
Persia.
Prince of Persia. Thank you.
Yeah.
They did it, and they
Most
had
video
like people
game movies
from the
suck.
game, like
Mm.
from the game designing team on it, and they still changed everything.
They're doing a
Yeah, I was
God
gonna
of War
say,
movie.
I really
for
don't like
for a
that.
TV show.
Like,
but that happens with books. That happen, you know, like
yeah, I know, and I hate that. But the thing is, like, if you're gonna take something so popular as Zelda and turn it into a TV show or a movie, like you need to have that be something that the fans can get behind.
yeah. But and sometimes that flops. But I mean, it's there's a lot of variables. But think of Harry Potter. Like the Harry Potter movies kill. Like
Mm.
Yeah.
they're- and it hasn't hurt the brand Harry Potter. Obviously,
Yeah.
there's fucking theme parks popping up.
That's true.
Like
But
That-
it could
that's
definitely
from-
go wrong. But
yeah, but part of the argument for
could be
why
amazing.
books translate better into movies is there is no user choice. The books are all done and written. You don't have any option in the story, the way the story progresses. You don't have any option of how your character interacts with the world
See,
because the
to
character's
argue-
written.
To argue that point, though, I think that I mean,
but
granted,
Link
it
isn't
wasn't a
a
great
choose
movie.
your own adventure. You know,
Yeah,
like
no, it's linear as fuck
it's-
every time almost.
I mean,
The
you
Assassin's
can
Creed movie, though?
explore and you can choose who you
Yeah.
talk to, but the results
Mm.
are the same if you keep
Yeah.
playing. You know,
like there are definitely like things like especially in like Skyward Sword was like the most linear of all Zeldas.
Yeah, I couldn't
But
play it.
if you go like A Link Between Worlds or A Link to the Past, where you have that open world or Breath of the Wild, like you have.
I still think that sounds like a
choices.
sex position.
It definitely is a bigger challenge than a book. You're right.
Yeah.
It's
Explore
they
my
have to
body.
fill in a
Well-
lot more blanks than
Yeah.
do with a
I
book.
think to argue
Yeah.
that point is
That makes sense.
like think about it. Intellectual property like Legend of Zelda that's so varied already.
Also,
that,
Nintendo.
you know, they've
assholes about that.
rewritten the games how many fucking times? You know, they've beaten
Yeah.
this intellectual property into the ground. If they did something different in a movie or a TV show, it'd be like they just
it would be a
took the
Yeah.
plot from a game. you
I
know?
think they
It
would
would need to be
completely
like a new
re-envision
timeline.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
I think they'd treat it just like they treat any Zelda game. They reinvent
yeah, they
it
just
again.
That's what they
yeah.
should do. But the thing is, will they
Will
do
they?
that?
Nah.
That is the question. Because
Yeah.
if they try to go based off of Ocarina
Let's-
of Time,
let's
Majora's
get a
Mask,
I don't
if
think
try
they
to
would,
take any
though.
of those stories, I don't want them to. I hope they
The
don't.
hardest part would be-
but
I don't think they would because they'd be putting themselves in a corner, but it is possible.
true.
But also, like, this is like a rumor that's been around for
Yeah.
a few years, and there's no like green light inside of it, so
Yeah.
we're probably never gonna see it. But it would
All
be-
I know is they
I'd-
better
I'd
cast the
love to
right
see
horse
it.
for Epona, or
right? That's right. That's right.
Oh man.
And you know what? I really want to get deep in that cafe story. I really want to. I want to
As long
see
as
this
the-
child
the
bride
farmer's daughter-
action.
As long as a farmer's daughter, whenever she's grown up, has at least double D's.
Man.
Of course, of course.
yeah, we've got to sell tickets somehow.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about writing anymore.
It's
you know?
that titillation, man.
See, I
Yeah.
think Assassin's Creed really tried with their movie. It definitely kind of flopped, but
It
they
was
needed
bad.
a lot more time and a lot more
Yeah.
story building to make
Yeah.
that anywhere
Yeah.
near as good as the fucking games were.
The games
Like-
are bad too.
The
Oh, come
newer
on.
games are
Black
terrible.
Flag was really fun.
Yeah, but the thing is, okay, Black Flag is more of like a pirate simulation than an Assassin's
Than
Creed.
Assassin's Creed, yeah.
Black Flag is fun because it's a pirate game, not because
Yeah,
it's Assassin's Creed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Black Flag was awesome. Like I remember fucking playing that
What if it
shit.
turned that one
And
into a
when
movie?
we were all like at campus, like in class, like I'd be pulling up my ship thing on my phone, like sending out ships to go out and do stuff. Like when I was supposed to be paying attention in class, like that shit like consumed my life for a little bit, and it was awesome. And I love games like that. But it's not an Assassin's Creed. It's a pirate game with some assassin shit thrown in.
Yeah.
You're not even the assassin. You're just an asshole who kills an assassin and
Yeah.
steals his shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that was pretty awesome. But
Yeah.
again, not an Assassin's Creed movie or an Assassin's Creed game. But the movie was okay
Not my
if
Assassin's
you.
Creed.
But it's just like it was just okay. Like
See, what I liked about that is they definitely tried. They threw in those little tidbits. They threw in
Yeah.
the fucking bed thing that I forget the name of. And they kind of
Animus?
screwed it up. Yeah, the Animus. They screwed up the Animus, and people were a little butthurt about that. But I wasn't really
Yeah.
upset about that. They kind of morphed
The-
that and made it their
yeah.
own. And it was kind of cool.
it was kind of cool the way they did it, but yeah.
But I mean, aside from them trying to adapt it and it being relatively close and cool to the game, it doesn't stop it from being a bad movie. Like sometimes
Right,
yeah.
movies are just fucking bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
Thor and just like fucking Black Panther
Fucking
And-
hate Thor.
and Wonder Woman.
Oh.
You know, like every recent superhero film, it just actually the newest Avengers was actually kind of dope. I actually liked
I still haven't gotten to see it.
I actually liked it. I thought it was
Mr.
cool.
Stark, I don't feel so good.
Stop! Don't ruin it for these guys. Spoilers, bro.
I don't care. I think
Go watch it, Mikey.
I think
Okay.
And Mike, for that matter.
yeah.
I am
Watch
excited for
it.
Deadpool too.
Yeah, me too.
True.
So we're gonna
Me
get
too.
Cable. It's gonna be fucking dope.
I'm excited
think-
about it, and I'm excited they didn't cut T.J. Miller out of it.
Yeah.
Although he's not gonna be in the next one. They've already confirmed that.
Is there going to be a third?
Yeah.
They're already planned a third.
They already confirmed he's not going to be in it, though. Did
Yep.
they? I didn't
Mhm.
see that.
They better kill him
Why
off
the
in an
fuck would
epic
they
way.
do that? He's
Well,
he's huge.
I think
They-
he's wanting to leave.
Oh,
yeah.
Like
well,
it's him. So I think they just confirmed that
No.
he's not going to be a part of it. I think he just
he makes some
wants to
interesting
leave.
decisions. That motherfucker.
Yeah,
he
'cause-
left Silicon Valley.
yeah.
Like, why would
He
you?
left it. I think I could be wrong. This is what Trav told me, but he left because he wanted to focus more on his like comedy stuff
Yeah.
and do less acting.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
well,
he wants
I
to
mean,
get back to
was,
like what makes his comedy type stuff or whatever. He wants to
Yeah.
go find himself, explore himself, whatever.
Well, he was still performing every night while on that show. You know, like
Yeah.
that's just working 2 jobs. That's just fucking
Yeah.
awful.
That's
But
what
he
he
doesn't-
So
he doesn't need to
prioritized
do
himself.
that.
Yeah.
So he's just prioritizing what he wants to do more.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why I
like
think someone like
beating his
Donald Glover's
college
gonna kill
girlfriends.
himself.
Why
Wait,
Donald
what?
Glover's gonna what?
I think that's why Donald Glover's gonna kill himself because he's working like 7 jobs right now. He
Yeah.
does fucking everything.
Dude, yeah, but he seems to like. I heard him say that he's okay with like taking breaks from things, and FX has been cool with him just being like, oh yeah, I'm not. We'll get that next season done by like next year or something. Like he's taking his breaks and they're letting him do it,
That's
so he's
awesome.
pacing himself to do it all. But still, how do you
That's
do
good.
it all? It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
I'm
Yeah.
pissed that
insane.
his FX show, his not FX show, well, it was gonna be one. His Deadpool show got canned. He
There's
was
gonna be a Deadpool show.
Donald
He was
Glover
writing one.
was writing the Deadpool show with his brother.
That's
and
awesome.
FX and I guess Disney or whatever came to
Fucking Disney.
whatever. They just said all 3 parties decided they would not move forward with it, and Donald Glover tweeted something or said something about like, yeah, the Deadpool show's gone, and yeah, there was a Taylor Swift episode, and yeah, that I think that's the straw that broke the camel's back.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I think I might have said that on the last podcast, but
That's okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
That's
Fucking
that's
Deadpool.
amazing.
Yeah, I would have loved to
Deadpool.
see like a Deadpool show written by him. It would have been
Yeah,
really
I-
interesting.
I don't know. It's probably just some sort of like weird kind of obsession or something. But I really enjoy almost everything he does. Like everything he touches, he's really good at.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
think
mean, maybe that's how he can do stuff. Is like he's really like he enjoys it and he gets into it and make sure it's like quality. Maybe that's why he's able to do so many things and make it good.
He's kind of
Yeah.
the only reason I want to go watch the new Solo.
Yeah,
Whatever. Is that out
exactly.
yet?
it's out. I think people are
on
reviews
the
are coming
25th.
in.
It's on the 25th.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I'm
Yeah.
keeping track because I want to go and watch it too.
Harrison Ford said he liked it, but he's 112, so who knows?
Yeah.
What?
See, I was hearing a lot of people didn't like Rogue One. I thought that one was fucking fantastic.
I liked Rogue One.
It was like a war movie. It was,
Yeah, I liked it because it was a war movie. I didn't like. I thought as a
wasn't-
Star Wars property, it was kind of lame because it didn't feel as magical and cool as the other Star Wars.
Yeah.
But it was cool as like a war movie with lasers rather than
Yeah,
tanks,
that's what I
you
liked
know?
about it. They didn't really go for the whole Jedi aspect. They went for
Yeah.
like the regular man dealing with their woman. I
Yeah,
guess.
but
In
But there
living in
were
a
definitely
world
some,
of
like-
where this magic shit exists. Like
but
that's
there were
kinda
a
cool.
lot of like
dealing with the
like
everyman, but they're still
moments
giving
where I
them the-
thought the dialogue was meh, or
Yeah.
like I really fucking hated the like who are the random like misfits they ran into on the mining planet and stuff, like the Asian guy who like they got a
Yeah.
little racist with that he has
The blind
force
dude?
power, like
Dude, that guy
the
was
Asian
amazing.
guy.
Yeah, I would say he was probably my favorite character.
I thought that
Are you
was
kidding
like,
me?
that
I am
took me
blind.
completely out of the movie. That was
Oh
so
my God.
corny.
Yeah, it was fucking
That
dumb.
blind Asian.
Well, yeah,
dude.
but
And like he's like chanting like the force whatever. The force is
Yeah.
with
Forces
me.
of
And
the
I'm like-
eye
and
of
he's
the
Well,
like
force.
not
okay,
getting
so that
shot.
was the
like,
original. That was the original. May the Force be with you.
See, she wasn't.
They
supposed
brought
also
him
with
back
you?
from like, yeah, that was the. It was originally what he said in the movie. That was kind of like a throwback to the original script or something George
I
Lucas
read
wrote.
somewhere that
but-
she was not supposed to be the main character in that show the entire time, and they just kind of switched it around at the very end. I
Oh,
can't remember
weird.
where that fucking article was. I gotta find that.
What?
That
That's
yeah, it
crazy
wasn't
to
supposed to
think
be
about.
her. It's supposed to be that one
The
dude
pilot
that,
dude or the
Yeah, the
dude
one
that
pilot.
like yeah,
it's
like
supposed to
he
be
was
the robot.
supposed to be the main character.
interesting.
I
Well,
want to see 3PO movie.
They had to have
That's-
made that change pretty early on because from the beginning she was what they advertised as the protagonist for sure.
Yeah.
Like it was all about her in the previews.
Yeah, but usually by the time the previews are coming around, the movie's like mostly not mostly done, but like halfway done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So-
It's like they'd have to make some severe changes.
Yeah.
Wait, but what was I gonna say? Do you think Disney is going, or Disney Star Wars is going a little female minority heavy? Do you
Yeah,
think they're like
a-
they're
trying to
really
do-
trying to do that to get
Yeah,
more
they're definitely
sales?
trying to do that.
Yeah, they're ruining a good intellectual property to get sales. They're ruining a really beautiful
Okay,
world.
but hold on. Do you think it's like the female characters are ruining it?
No,
Well,
Like,
that
I
whole
don't-
people
no,
here,
I don't
they
think
should
these
they're
things
just
are-
they're forcing that issue rather than letting it be organic as
I
it
think
could
it is pretty organic in them,
Don't
but
even force the
I
issue, just
definitely
make it a
think they're
non-issue.
using it. I think it works. I think it's organic having like Ray as the protagonist and everything. I think
I'm
that
fine
works.
with that.
I'm
Yeah,
fine with Ray,
yeah.
but
But
like,
I
the other
totally
females they
think-
shoehorn in.
Yeah,
The whole-
okay.
the last
I
movie
totally
they did-
agree. The
like,
last
the
The
movie.
Last
Rose-
Jedi was just shit.
What was her fucking name?
Rose, the love interest for Finn, she was
Oh,
like so
okay.
shoehorned
I
in, and she
guess.
was fucking terrible.
I was okay
Um,
with her. I hated the older lady that
Yeah, see,
that
that
like
entire
one
film.
line of dialogue explained
Uh-huh.
her or something. It was just like, oh, is that the one who did? That's her. That's the one from the battle. Okay, and then that's all you know. And then
And then they
you're-
fucking
and then
kill
she's
off-
the hero. In the end, it was so like no development, no like. You're
they
you
fucking
just
kill off
trust that
Akbar,
line.
and they're like, "Oh yeah, that just happened. It's just done with." You're like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Everybody loves Akbar. You sons of bitches!
Yeah.
How can you do that?"
Well, they're just cleaning house. They're getting rid of all the old characters, giving them nods in the movies so that old heads, like people that grew up with Star Wars, like us, would go. Not even grew up. We didn't grow up with Star Wars. We
Yeah.
fucking fell
Yeah,
into
our
it.
parents
But-
grew up with
we
Star
grew up with
Wars.
the prequels.
so that people like us would still go to see the characters they love.
Look, we didn't grow
But
up
they're
with them
gonna-
in theater. That doesn't mean we didn't grow up with the VHS tapes. All right.
Yeah.
We can still say we grew up with Star Wars. Star Wars was
True.
like the first real person video I would like fucking watch as a kid. It was like, oh, it's not a cartoon, but it's still good. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of how it was a
I guess
part
that
of me,
makes sense.
my childhood.
But no, like I think that's why they're doing it though. They're nodding to like all these old characters, you know, bringing Han Solo in and stuff like that. But they're trying to kill them so that they could start making their own world and start building their own.
Redoing it. The
Well,
Disney
it's
way.
also less expensive to get rid of
Yeah.
those characters and not have to pay George Lucas
Yeah, but
extra
if-
money for them all.
Yeah.
If
Oh, shit.
anything, I think that's more annoying.
C-3PO or Red
they're
Arms, so you can
trying
sell
to-
those. Yeah.
Make R2D2 fatter. So that-
Yeah.
Make him brown instead.
Oh,
They're gonna
man.
kill him off. You know,
Give him a
BB-8's gonna
scar
replace him.
over his eye or something. Throw an eye patch on him. All right.
Make him green.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, just give him a new paint job.
Yeah, there
Right.
you go.
Man.
Give
No,
him a
just,
flame paint job too.
I,
Flame paint job.
yeah.
Like
But no,
I think it would have almost been better if they didn't get the whole original cast together just to start killing them all off. Like that, to me that seems like a waste, and it doesn't do justice to the world. Like, if anything, they should just not be in there and just talk about them almost in this like reverential manner for what they changed in the previous movies. Like
So you're
what
talking about
the
just-
outcome
I
is.
think that only
And
works
you-
if you make this take
Like
place
30 years
another 30 years later.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, it would have to... They'd have to already be dead in that world.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, they kind of
otherwise...
did that with the prequels and
otherwise it'd be like the same thing with Luke. Like, why isn't Luke here helping? You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, totally. Because
Yeah, but I mean, like you could go with. I mean, they were all rebels. They were all fighting against the Empire. They could have died by now without making it to old age. Just because they survived the
Sure.
movies doesn't mean they survived everything else. If they stopped fighting, sure, and retired, then be like, oh, we want to let them have their life, whatever. But that's
Yeah.
kind of dumb.
I
but-
think the one.
But I thought they
the-
did okay in it. Like,
Do you guys like Star Wars? Yeah.
no,
You
it's
should-
awful.
It's the fucking worst.
I love Star Wars.
As you're wearing
God,
a
the-
fucking
the
Star
one
Wars
scene that
hat.
drove me out the
Those-
fucking
Yeah, you
Yeah.
piece of shit. Look at you.
The one scene that drove me up the wall was that fucking Leia scene, dude. After seeing
Oh,
that, I was
yeah.
actually groaning in the theater. It's like, are you fucking shitting me? There's like little kids sitting next to me, like,
You want to know the best part about the
Fuck
Leia
off.
the Leia scene is
What? Is she
the
rodent?
after a while No,
Death Star engineering. You guys
Yeah.
are savage.
Well, she did help write like a lot of the scenes.
but after a while, the theaters had to start putting in a warning before the movie
Yeah.
saying
Not for
there's
that
a part,
scene.
there's a part that would go like 30 seconds of silence or whatever, like a solid
It's
whatever
like
of
7
silence.
seconds, but that's
Yeah, whenever
not
she
that
just
scene.
jumps into hyperdrive into the ship.
Yeah,
and it goes
yeah,
all
it's
quiet.
that scene.
Oh,
I thought that scene was pretty fucking cool.
I thought that was so funny that they
was
had
an
to add that,
amazing
though.
scene. Yeah, it is amazing that
People were worried.
people were just like, "What? The sound's out."
Yeah,
No, you're in space, you dumb.
But that
fucks.
that scene was awesome, and it was cool. Like I hate it when audiences make noises and shit. I don't.
Mhm.
But the genuine reaction on that, like, it wasn't like an applause break. It was like a bunch of people going, you know, like the whole theater. It was like it was awesome.
that was the worst
that
part about
scene
going to
was
Avengers
incredible.
was the applause breaks. Oh my god,
Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
they had him like. they
Oh
were
my god,
staged
Captain
so
America's in
honestly staged.
this?
Yeah,
like I
Captain
didn't
America
know.
looks up from the shadows, and then everyone in the theaters goes fucking nuts, and it's on him for like 3 seconds.
Oh
It's
my God.
awful.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
Man.
fucking terrible.
I'm kind of worried Disney's going to do to Star Wars what they're doing with Marvel and just making thing after thing after thing.
Well,
after
that's
thing
exactly
after
what they're
thing.
gonna do. They're gonna make
they
a
got a
money.
TV show, dude.
Yeah, they're gonna
Oh,
make a
no.
money.
Show's
farm, dude.
coming.
Why the fuck wouldn't they? I mean, if I had the Star Wars intellectual property, and I would fucking do that. I'd make
Do
money
it.
all day. I'd
Yeah.
sell out in a second.
Move
I
on.
ain't trying to pretend I'm better than them.
There's different
Yeah.
fucking like
Stories.
eras in Star Wars. Move on from the old shit. Stop ruining it.
Yeah.
Sure.
And like the Star Wars universe is fucking huge. Like
It's
there
massive.
are other stories to tell other than just following.
I just want
The main
Mandalorian
Jedi.
stuff.
No kidding, dude.
Yeah.
I want to see like the 501st. Just a storyline following the fucking 501st.
That'd be
Hmm.
cool.
Like just one squad in the 501st, or like
It'd be like a
did you
good
ever play,
mini series, you know. Like that would
Did
be a
you guys
great,
ever play
like-
the Star Wars Commando game?
Yeah, that game was
Yeah.
so badass. Like where
I
there's
remember
4
those.
characters. Yeah, those were.
If
If they
fucking
made a
cool.
fucking movie out of that, holy shit, that'd be fantastic.
Oop.
Well,
Yeah.
like if you guys ever play the Star Wars MMO?
No.
It takes
Oh,
place
I
way
don't.
before
Republic.
all the movies. It was a
Yeah.
lot of
I think we
Being,
all
like,
played that at one
100%.
point.
I never
Oh, I
Yeah.
think we
but-
did. I think we
Yeah.
all like got together and played it for like a day
Yeah.
or two.
Yeah, we were all doing.
Well, I
Sith
played
as our
it a
assholes.
lot. I played it a lot back when it because I had gotten into the beta with one of my buddies, so we had played a shit ton of it. But it all takes place way before all of the Star Wars movies happen. So there's a shit ton of Jedi, there's a shit ton of Sith,
Mm.
and it's awesome. And you get to explore kind of the lore that created the. There's now only 2 Sith. There's the Master and the Apprentice, and then there's the Jedi Order. And you explore the history of that and like all these great Jedi and great Sith that made the world what it is. Like, I want to see a TV show about that shit. That would be awesome. Like, take me
Wouldn't
back
mind,
to
like,
the past.
though.
I wouldn't mind a full-on just Sith storyline. That'd be kind of cool.
That too. Like,
Just
that would
following
be cool.
one dark
I
character.
think,
like
God,
Sidious.
they need to get over this. If they're gonna make so many different things, they need to get over this feeling of it all has to feel like Star Wars. Like, it doesn't need to feel like Star Wars if you're gonna like burn it the fuck out. If like just use the universe, but that doesn't mean like use the fading swipes and whatever, you know? Like
Yeah.
make it, if you're gonna make something following a Sith character, make it dark, make it crazy, and
Gritty
don't
and-
worry about making it fit in with the original trilogy. You know,
Yeah.
just make
Don't
the
use the
universe
Star Wars
fit
theme in
in,
that one.
but edit it in its own way. Like, they need to get over that.
I wish more places would do things like that. Like use an already imagined world as a backdrop for a completely separate story.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. And some like Star Wars is a great example where they can go and do something on a completely unrelated planet and just have a really cool individual story for someone we've never heard of, and just make like a really compelling movie using the Star Wars already established world.
Sure.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear about the TV show they did with the Ewoks?
No.
Yeah, I
This is
watched
like
that.
back in the
I
70s
watched
or
that
some
for
shit.
sure.
You
I
saw
didn't
that?
watch.
I watched it, dude.
I didn't
I
watch the
rented
TV show,
those
but they did
tapes.
have like an Ewok animated movie that I liked that I watched when I was a kid.
Yeah, like Star Trek.
Damn it, Moobot.
Hey guys, I think it's time we
Fucking Boobot.
follow this unofficial segment of checking in on Kanye.
Oh yeah,
I think we got something to talk about,
Oh,
and it's
man.
this tweet.
there was something that I wanted to talk about the other day. Kanye West was fucking on fire the other day.
Yeah, what was
Oh,
that?
it was the Justin Roiland
Oh
one.
yeah, that's what I was about
Yeah,
to talk
TMZ
about.
thing, or
No, okay, yeah, we didn't. I don't think we dived into that because that happened after we were talking about Dragon Energy a couple weeks ago. But then the
What did you say? Tim?
then the TMZ thing broke, where he said that slavery is a choice.
no,
Oh my
I
god.
understood.
Yeah.
No, I understood what he was saying, but he was
Exactly.
wording it horribly.
Horribly, but I think his lizard brain was just like, not connected to his mouth at the moment. But what he says is like, he's like, and we talk about slavery for 400 years. 400 years? That sounds like a choice.
Yeah,
And
he's
it's
talking about like a mental
no,
slavery.
Kanye,
Like,
I think he's talking
people
about the
have chosen to
lasting
be-
mentality.
yeah,
I think he's trying to get all cognitive behavioral therapy ish and motivate people to overcome oppression.
Mhm.
But he didn't say that. That's not what he said at all. I don't know.
Yeah. I've definitely had those moments where my mouth says an incomplete thought, where my
Sure.
brain went a whole different direction than what actually came out of my mouth.
Yeah, I don't think because he didn't realize he said anything wrong. It doesn't seem in that video.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys are with me still, and they're like they're backing away. Weird. Anyways,
Fucking Kanye.
everybody's
I fucking
talked
love
about
Kanye.
that, so I don't think we need to theorize more. But
Yeah.
this Justin Roiland thing. So Rick and Morty renewed for 70 episodes. Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
So
Yeah.
so many. That's fucking awesome. I'm so excited. And Kanye tweeted, "This is the greatest news. This is my favorite show. I've seen every episode at least 5 times." To which Justin Roiland retweeted, "Hey Kanye, let's hang soon. Would love to have a good time with you because that's all that matters at this point. Existence is a blink." And then Kanye retweeted that 100%. I love the way you think. I'll reach out. It's so cool,
And-
man.
Yeah,
Kanye is going to be in the show.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
I would
like
love that so much.
Yeah, I would too.
I
I
think
mean,
about
I'd
that.
love to see them. I'd love to see Justin Roiland make a music video for a couple
yeah. I was
days.
gonna say I'd really love
That'd
to
be
see like a
sick,
Kanye
dude.
song in the show or something. Like
Yeah, that
like
too.
a fucking total or a Kanye song written for the show.
Dude, Kanye West on Harmontown. Like,
Kanye West rewriting Swifty.
like, fucking. But I love that Justin Roiland just said, "Let's hang soon. Would love to have a good time with you because that's all that matters at this point. Existence is a blink." Like, I think that was a really cool thing to just say, "Hey, let's hang out," instead of like, "Oh, you want in the show?" Like, obviously, he would love to have Kanye in the show. Who wouldn't? But
Yeah.
he didn't say that. He just said, "Let's hang out," and I hope that's what they do is they just hang out, and then if
Yeah.
something happens from there, that'd be cool. But I like the idea of just them chilling, like
just
just sharing a
paparazzi
beer.
pictures of them at, like a bar. Yeah, just sitting there, just hanging out. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that'd be
too
real
funny.
cool. Yeah,
Anytime I hear of Kanye, like just hanging out, like anytime somebody talks about just doing stuff with Kanye, like right now, I think of that as Aziz Ansari talking about. You don't just hang out with Kanye, like
Yeah.
shit gets crazy. He's like, he talked about like after one of his shows or whatever, he went to Kanye's place and like he put on his own album to like jam to while they were hanging out. And I was just like, his shit is
That's
fucking
fucking
hilarious.
Fucking
that's
Kanye.
amazing. God
Oh,
damn,
man.
that's fucking amazing. Put on your own album at your own house party.
Yeah,
That's
That's
awesome.
some self-confidence right there.
Yeah, no shit. I'm like, that's fucking amazing.
Well, shit. I mean, if I made fucking anything close to the caliber of Kanye did, I'd be confident too. That dude's
That's
fucking
true.
genius.
yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Are you guys okay, so upcoming Kanye albums, God, you have to scroll down so much. He's fucking ugly ass shoes and shit.
His
They
new
look like
Kanye's
New
though, man.
Balance, dude. That's not cool. That's like it's lame as shit. That's my mom wears shoes that look like this. Like you mow the grass in shoes like this. Fuck that. But
They're
music
Chris shoes.
Well, Kanye does wear everything he's been in the room with before, so
Yeah. But he his new albums, so there's a Kanye album, there's a Kanye and Kid Cudi duo album coming out. There's a Pusha T album he's producing, and a Nas album he's producing, and then a Chance the Rapper album, I think, that he's producing. It's like 5 albums dropping in like the next couple months.
Yeah,
I'm
really excited for Chance, actually.
Yeah, I think that is. I definitely heard something about that, but I don't know. God, so many tweets. Kanye just went crazy when he re-downloaded Twitter.
Keep doing Kanye. I really had to leak. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Dude, did you hear the new song from Kanye, Ye versus the People?
Yeah, I thought it was awful.
Yeah, it was fucking terrible. It was disgusting.
I tweeted it with like Schoolhouse Rock got weird. Because that's how it felt. It's like Kanye, like, man, I'm just trying to say what I really feel, and then T.I.'s like, yeah, but your opinion has consequences, and Kanye's like, the people trying to hold me prisoner, and he's like, your fans just love you. Think of the children. Like, it was so lame. It was just the wackest song.
Yeah,
like
I
that
hated
back
it.
and forth in like the corniest ways, you know?
Yeah.
Like
And the beat was fucking awful too. I was really hoping for at least a really good production, but it was fucking terrible.
Yeah. Oh my god. And then he tweeted all these pictures. What is going on with this guy?
I have no idea. Kanye's fucking going off the deep end,
Do
man.
you think this is
Going off the deep end. He's been off the deep end.
I don't
okay?
think he has.
I think Kanye is gonna delete Twitter again. I think
so,
his
too. I think
Twitter's
this is
gonna go
just a
radio
marketing
silent
ploy.
in a couple months. I don't know if it's like. Do you think he's hired people to do this, or do you
I don't
think
know.
he's just going nuts? Like,
I
do you
think-
think there's a team, or do you think he's just like, I'll just show my face a little more?
No, I don't think there's a team, and I don't think he's going nuts necessarily. I think it's all like just clever publicity on his part. He just knows that he needs to get, active to sell this album even more.
Yeah, I
And
think.
he advertised every album several times, So
Cover me. I'm reloading.
People-
Yeah, I
about
think
it.
that's likely. I don't think he's
Bros
doing.
reload.
I don't think he's doing any of these things specifically to get publicity. Like, I don't think any of these are like, oh, I'll show my MAGA hat. That'll do it. I think he's just like, this is what it would be like all the time if Kanye always had Twitter. Like, I think this is just what it's like when Kanye has Twitter. I don't think it's. I don't know. Oh yeah, and he has the "I'm nice with" at ping pong tweet. That he
I
posted,
love
after-
that tweet.
It's like, I'm nice with. It's like you just fucking said all this shit about Trump, and then you tweet, "I'm nice at ping pong."
Yeah, and I think Charles the other day tweeted that, and I laughed so fucking hard.
It's good. It's good. I'm still trying to find where he talked about the albums.
What's not very positive, Keegan? What part of this conversation hasn't been positive?
About
don't
Kanye?
I don't know.
Uh,
He typed
oh.
that I don't know how long ago.
Kanye's fucking genius. No matter what he does, he's gonna sell so many fucking albums.
Yeah.
He says Donald Glover is a free thinker. Yeah, the Donald Glover video swept the fucking world, dude.
Oh my god. Yeah, we haven't talked about that yet. That shit was fucking awesome. It was
Amazing.
insane. It blew my fucking mind.
I
I've
wanna.
seen this.
I'm gonna put
I
it
keep,
on.
I keep seeing it on Reddit. I haven't actually watched
Dude, you
Yeah.
gotta watch it. It's like the best fucking music video I've seen. It's,
Yeah, Cheyenne and
it's
I
an
watched it like
amazing
4 or
music
5
video.
times the first night.
See, I've seen a bunch of.
Oh, why
memes
did I
about it.
search
haven't
Donald
seen it.
Glover? You gotta search Childish Gambino.
True.
I'll put it
It's
on
fucking
mute
amazing,
because I think it's. I haven't watched it on mute, but I think that's like a really good test to like the video.
Was it This Is America?
Yeah.
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 So it's
Yeah,
like
it's fucking really cool.
it went viral as fuck. Like, there's so many memes spawning from it because there's so
Mhm.
many great just like scenes and compositions, and he makes some amazing facial expressions. And
Yeah.
there's just like it's good imagery, and it works with the song so well.
It got 75,000 views
And
in the
it's-
first few days.
Jesus.
Dude,
It
yeah.
got way more than that. I think that was like the first few minutes.
I mean, you get like I messaged you as soon as I watched it.
Yeah.
Still
I
don't
was
get as
like,
many views.
I
as
watched
Gangnam
it
Style.
3 hours after it came out and was like, I immediately messaged Moose because I was like, you gotta fucking see this.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. It just God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheyenne
Holy shit.
and I watched it like the first like 4 times the first night it came out.
Yeah.
And I watched
Yeah.
I've seen it like every day since, basically. In some form or another. How do you feel about the song without the music video though? That's like a big point of conversation for people.
Yeah, so I've seen people that are just watered down, whatever, but I think without I wish there was a verse where he went heavy on bars. I think
Yeah,
he
me
could
too.
have done it. I don't think it would have detracted from the motive, kind of the concept of the song. I think he could have, but he didn't. It's all right, but I think the mumble rap and the if that's what we're calling it, and the contrast of that to the choir is, I think it's awesome. I think it sounds really good, and it doesn't have this super smart lyrical skill that he definitely possesses, But I hope the whole album isn't like this. But I love this song.
Well, the
So-
thing about this song is I feel like when he thought of this music video or the song, it became it wasn't just the song, it was a project that he had to do both together. There's no way he could have released this as a single without the video coming out too,
Yeah, it wouldn't.
had to
It definitely wouldn't be as powerful.
Yeah.
Does
So
that
I
person have a bag on their head on the horse?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I
they
know
did.
that I have my videos synced up with the stream, so
Well, not
whenever
anymore.
whichever screen I look at, oh, I hate you so much.
I'm trying to see the guy in the horse. I guess it's a bag over his head.
Dang it looks so perfect.
Yeah, that's what I think I read that was a reference to a book or something. I don't know which book, obviously, but there's a lot of things in here that I don't understand. I've been reading a lot about this video, and there's a lot of references and shit that go really deep that are way past just the surface of what you and I talk about, Mike.
Yeah.
There's a
That's
lot of
an
things that we
ugly
don't
ass
understand.
joint. The joint he lights, it's like the type of joints you see in fucking Dare videos where they're so canoed and bowed or whatever, they're fat in the middle and loose, and that's what that
Not
joint
well
looks
rolled.
like. Yeah, it's not a very well rolled joint. But I mean it has to be obvious it's a joint, I think is why.
Yeah, but the whole what was I gonna say? Speaking about weed and Donald Glover, remember the Atlanta episode with the black TV? And they had the swishers. And it just shows them cutting them open, not even smoking them.
Yeah, of course.
That's amazing.
Dude, I don't know. It's so funny because they sell those without tobacco, and nobody
Yeah.
buys them. People still buy the ones that they can cut open. Nobody fucking buys just the wraps. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, it was.
And then of course it brings this fucking Joyner Lucas video afterwards every time.
I don't understand. Ugh.
I'm not a fan of
Yeah,
this.
the pre-dumps.
Oh, for me, the next one on the playlist is the Weeknd Kendrick Lamar "Pray for Me" video from Black Panther.
Oh, okay.
So
It
sick.
keeps playing this one for me.
See, I have that
Which-
same thing coming up.
Yeah, I think I rambled about it earlier this week, but I just don't think I don't think this is what a racist white person would say. And so I think what a black person would retort to it would have to be very different, because this isn't how racist white people think or talk. That's my issue with it. It's well written other than that, but that's not how racist white people talk, they wouldn't have said that. So
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know what it is.
It's the whole thing is written by the whole thing's rapped by this dude, I guess Joyner Lucas. Is that him? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's whoever has this video.
character.
But yeah, then they have I don't know, I guess that's him.
Joyner Lucas is a
Doesn't
black
even
dude,
look
it
like him. Oh, so these are both actors. Oh, okay. They're both actors that lip sync his lyrics, but the first verse is this "Make America Great Again," big white bearded dude who's talking about everything that he's sick of with black people, and then the black guy comes and retorts the argument with like, you don't know what it's like, and you know, it's interesting, but I don't think it's as profound as people say. One of those things.
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that I feel that way about. I mean, now that I'm talking about it, I'm not gonna be able to think of any, but
Sure. I mean,
usually how it goes.
the Black Panther, Wonder Woman, like, are they really driving the culture forward? Like, I mean,
that kind of thing.
they do some good things. I'm glad children have, you know, a role model to look up to, but are they really ending racism or whatever? You know, they get hyped.
I don't as much as racism is terrible, like I don't think it's ever going to fully go away.
No,
because
it's
there's
definitely not,
individuality.
because
People are going to find things
We're all
to
gonna
hate
be
about other
gray
people.
one day.
Oh yeah,
We're all gonna fuck
Base
each other
curry.
and become gray.
yeah.
We're all gonna be gray, and that's when
Oh.
racism will end. But
Oh
then
my
there's
god!
still gonna
No,
be classism.
no.
there's
Have you seen the Fairly Odd Parents episode where he wishes they were all the same or whatever, and it was just all gray?
Noise.
No, I don't.
And
I don't
oh my god! So that episode actually addresses that, and people still are just assholes. Like my gray's better than your gray,
Well,
or
sure.
I'm more gray than you. Like it's
Yeah.
still fucking
Well,
stupid. Like it's
It'll be
It'll be a classism thing then.
yeah.
Yeah,
What is the
at
thing
that
on the Rick and Morty Unity
Oh my
episode
fucking
where
god!
it's just a different kind of kinds of nipples? They're just like, I'm ring nipples, and like I'm da nipples, and then like they're just like, what kind of nipples are you? And they're like, oh, we just have regular nipples, and they're like, these guys don't have any race. Get them. They attack people with
God,
normal
it's
nipples.
so funny.
Like, yeah.
Holy
No, people
fuck.
are always gonna hate each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're always gonna find a reason. I mean, come on.
But you know,
when
racism.
color's
is a-
gone, there'll
is
still
a
be
good thing
religion.
to fight.
Yeah. When colors
I don't-
still be religion.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Dude, I
Mm,
was listening, take a sharp turn. I was listening to Chance the Rapper today,
Uh-huh.
and he had, like, every time Chance the Rapper mentions God, it takes me to this weird, like, I don't know, inner conflict, because I'm not religious. I'm not a fan of religion in any capacity, but I don't know, like, it makes me feel weird when I hear, like, what did he say? He said, like, he's like, I talk to God in public or something is what he said. And I was
Yeah.
just like, fuck you. Like, my instinct was like, come on. Like, don't do that. Talk to God in your house. Don't, like, I don't, like, it makes me, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand, but I feel really similarly about a lot of God lyrics. Like a lot of times when I hear rappers rap about God or something, I like sometimes I'm feeling it. Like I'm feeling their bars. They're killing it, you know. But
It's
I'm
just-
always conflicted because I'm like, well, I'm definitely not religious at all, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
it mixes
yeah.
these two things where you're like, this person is so fucking smart. Like, Chance the Rapper is so fucking talented. But when I hear him say something about God, I'm like, is he as talented as I think? Is he as smart as he thinks? Or am I missing something?
yeah,
It's like, I'm clearly missing something.
mhm.
Or maybe I'm hyping him up because why would you believe in God, idiot? You know, like, that's the pessimist
Yeah.
in me. But but it's weird.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I
but-
guess that's what I was trying to get across, is that conflict.
Yeah, I feel the same exact way. Like, there's these because we're talking about it, I'm not gonna be able to think about it. I'll text you later if I think about it. But there's these songs that like I definitely listen to that have like mentions of God and shit in it, and like it always fucks me up to think about it. Like when I get kind of meta with my music taste and stuff, because it's like, well, I don't enjoy religion. I'm not religious at all. I don't think it's interesting, or I think it's interesting actually. I don't think it's has a place in the world though. But I'm still like really feeling this guy's rap about it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I think like religion at its core, like what it tries to do, has a place in this world. But religion,
Control
what
people?
it is, no, it's supposed to instill morals essentially at its core, and it at least that's what I choose to see out of it.
I'd argue that.
But
Go ahead.
but like that, I like. The rest of it, I don't like. I will talk religious theory with people all day, every day, so long as they want, so long as they're not an asshole.
Yeah.
If they can accept the fact that I'm an atheist and I don't want to go to your church, I don't want you to try and convert me because it ain't gonna fucking happen. I was born into a Christian family, went to Christian church, went to Catholic church.
Sure.
I don't believe in it. I would like to believe there is something after life. I have no idea what there is, but
Be pretty cool.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Mark Maron has a joke where he talks about it, and he says the line, "There aren't any atheist soup kitchens," and that's what I try to think about when I get angry at religion for, the role it played in my upbringing and shit. I'm just like, well, like old Christians did some fucked up things. New Christians mostly do good things. It does a lot of good things, and I'm sure there would be soup kitchens without religion, but it motivates some people to do good things. That's good.
I was
it'd be
totally
far
watching that
less of
video
them.
that entire time, by the way. So.
Oh yeah, the same drugs
I've
video.
never seen that.
I haven't either. Just throwing in a distraction.
Huh.
But
That wasn't bad though. I mean, I really like that.
no, man.
I don't know.
I agree with you to kind of on religion. I mean, I don't think religion is based on bringing morals to the forefront of a person's mind. I think that's what
that's what it's
pre-religion is for. Like when people just believed in God before they organized into churches and stuff, kind of things. Like
Modern day churches are scary.
but now churches are just fucking all control and
yeah, 100%.
it's not about morals at all. It's not about anything.
which I don't like. That's what I don't like about it. And I think that the morals is what we need to get back to as far as people that are religious. Like obviously none of us go to church because none of us are, as far as I know, are religious. But it's like that is like when I have a kid, that is something that I want my kid to have instilled in them is like that morality. Just don't be a dick. And that's what religion originally was about.
God,
You're supposed to
I don't think.
fuck you so much. I hate you.
I think
so
religion
much.
gets too much credit for morality.
Yeah, I think so too. Exactly.
I think people know not
People
to be
have
a
gone to
dick.
war for religions.
I think
Oh,
it's
100%.
just
People have gone to
empathy.
war for less
like,
than religion.
I think religion has stayed around for so long because it was used as a tool to keep the
to
masses
explain shit
controllable.
that happens.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it just helped society. I think it helped the top tier of society keep people from freaking out. It's like,
I'm just saying that is the only thing that I really want out of it for future generations. I don't really think religion as it is now or as it has been should be what we have to experience, what we have to deal with, because people abuse their religious
but you can
beliefs
learn
in order to
the same moralities in a
that-
yoga class. Like they're going to tell you. To
I
be at
understand. I'm
peace
just
and not
saying
hate
that
people.
was where I learned it. That is what I think we should
I think you
keep
would have
from
learned
it.
it without it, though. I don't think you needed somebody to tell you
Yeah,
not to
you-
rape.
LGBTs.
Yeah. God damn it. To argue against that, I think that's kind of using religion as a crutch. And I kind of understand where you're coming from with it, though, that it should be teaching us morals. But really, I think that just comes down to the human element. Like each individual
Oh,
should be teaching
100%.
their kids
100%.
proper morals rather than relying on an ancient book that was written by a bunch of stoned out of their minds.
I hate when people are like,
Fuckers.
these kids need to be in church. It's like, no, these kids just need to have parents that give a fuck about them.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You know? It's
I don't need your imaginary sky daddy telling me what to do.
Yes. 100%.
Oh
all
god, that's fantastic.
It's all about the flying spaghetti.
T-shirt
monster.
idea, imaginary sky daddy. Let's play TKO tonight, guys.
Oh my god. Oh.
I YouTubed
But
Sky
the problem
Daddy.
is my counter argument to your counter argument is yes, we need parents to be parents, but the problem is current economic standings, it's kind of hard for parents to be there as much as we had when we were kids or as our parents had when they were kids, because instead of having one working parent and then one like stay-at-home parent, we don't really have that option anymore.
No, don't give me that. I grew up with a single mom, you know. She
I
worked
grew up with a single dad.
10, 12-hour days, you know, and I turned out fine. I haven't killed anyone. I mean, I
You have
obviously got
not
my
turned out
character
fine.
flaws.
Have you seen yourself?
I obviously got my character flaws, but I mean, I have a 4-year degree and I'm making good money, and you know,
Yeah.
I'm doing what I need to do in life. And
You're
I'm not being
also a
outwardly
twat.
mean to people. Just to you. I
It's
mean,
just you,
Dude,
Mikey.
weird
I'm a
things are
teacher,
coming up on this
you know?
video. I don't know if I feel good about this.
but but no, like my point is having that is beneficial to people with single parents that work all the time. My dad worked graveyard. He still raised me, but I still had other outlets. I had like sports. I had coaches where it taught me how to be a team player. I did have church when I was a kid, when I lived with my grandma, because my dad was going from town to town trying to find a new casino to work at because the casino he worked at closed. Like, so I lived with my grandma for a year and a half, and I went to church every Sunday. And I had like a Sunday school thing where I got to go learn, and I learned how to play guitar when I was like 12. Not that I know how to do that now. And it was more like 8, but whatever. But I had something to help with when my dad couldn't be there the whole time, to help me kind of grow and learn how to be a human and not be a total dickhead like you guys.
sure, because we're dickhead. I mean,
Really? Total dickheads to me at all times of the day.
well, that's you. You're fucking awful.
Fuck you. That's my exact point. Oh,
Dude,
man.
I'm
But I'm just saying, like,
pretty
having
sure.
something like that is beneficial. So if we could get away from what religion is now and have something, even if
Mikey.
it's not religious,
Mikey,
yes.
Mikey.
You realize I'm looking at the stream camera right now.
Exploding
You'll see it in a
kittens.
minute.
I fucking hate you so much.
I don't know your past and what the story behind exploding kittens is.
Are you
But-
coming in May to give me that back? Because I want.
Yeah, you're gonna get your
But,
fucking game back.
thank
Calm your
you. I
fucking
will-
titties. I'm
I
not
will
paying you
murder
50
you.
bucks for a $20 game, by the way. You fucking.
When I bought it, it was a $50 game with
It's not
expansion.
50 bucks. It is 20 bucks at fucking Target.
Oh my
right
god,
now.
can we talk about this somewhere else?
I was just gonna say, while we're on the topic of how terrible Mikey is, I think you guys created a monster. Like, as an outsider,
Mikey?
yes. I mean, I didn't know you guys in college. I just met you all fairly recently, let's say. And like, my impression of you know, before I even got to know Mikey, he was telling me I suck at everything in video games. And I think that's because you guys have berated him so much that the only way he knows to interact with people is to be defensive and preemptively mean. He has to. Dude, he has to. It's a
He was
defense
like that
mechanism.
beforehand.
Yeah, can you
No, I was not.
He
I
was
think
like
you
that
guys
before
did
I
this
was.
to him.
Can you
I
clip
blame
this?
you guys. Like, he's awful, but it's your fault.
I'm
all I
not
wanna
responsible
say.
for that piece of shit.
That's
Downstairs
awesome.
mix up. It does not take a dickhead to know a dickhead. You don't understand the backstory between the three of us. Oh my god.
That's
Endlessly
really funny.
berated. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that's really
Oh,
funny.
God. I really hope that was clipped.
It wasn't, but I mean, this whole thing's recorded.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Because
Oh
I really,
my god, that should go on. That should go on a highlights reel of. Oh my god, that was amazing.
oh,
And-
but, no, I agree. I think I agree to a point. That we probably have made Mikey like this defensive bitch, but
You
but,
can't stop.
I mean-
You can't
but
even
I
stop
mean-
for a second.
To be
No,
fair,
he-
dude. To be fair,
already,
Caleb, you treated me the same way we treat Mikey now in college, but I didn't turn out like a little bitch like Mikey did.
yeah, seriously,
Sure.
Fuck
like
you.
We all adapt
really
differently.
light, you know.
Oh my
Tim, there were
God.
several times where he'd walk out of a room back to his dorm room because he couldn't handle it. Like I was terrible to Tim,
Dude, Caleb was a piece of
Yeah.
shit.
and then you came around and it took it all away.
Whatever. Okay.
The
First off,
he pulls.
I-
Yeah.
I-
see?
Yeah. Okay. True. But the thing is, you don't know the douchebaggery he pulls to me.
They're
He is
watching.
extra. He's so much extra to me. I feel like it's just fucking ridiculous. But like, okay, Derek has rage quit everything at some point in
That was
time
Derek.
because of us.
That's
Okay.
Derek. That's just his character. That's just the way he is.
What's
I
scary
s-
is me and
I
Derek
still-
are so fucking similar.
Yeah. But I still hold the record for the quickest to get rid of Rob that one day.
Oh, come on.
That was fucking golden, and I had no idea why until like fucking later. That shit was great. But
Oh, is that when he
It's
made
just-
fun of him for being gay?
Yeah.
yeah,
Rob.
I didn't know.
Yeah. So little bit of story.
Only
Mike.
faggots listen to this. Oh, well
Yeah.
done, Mikey. Well
Yeah.
done.
I didn't say listen, and it's Fago right now, by the way. But
Oh yeah, shit.
and it was talking about Max. All right,
Wait, what
I
were we
don't
talking
like
about?
I don't like Max. He had a MacBook.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
he was
wa-
talking about Max. That's right. You called
Oh.
him a Fago because he had a Mac.
And then he just walked away.
That did
I
it.
totally forgot about that.
No,
Well,
like I
Mike-
walked in, had never met this dude before, and they're all hanging out, and I had like just moved to Flagstaff, and
Oh my god.
like he's talking about how much he loves his MacBook and all this stuff, and just out of nowhere, I'm like, MacBooks are for Fagos. I hate Macs. They're not great unless it's for video editing, photo editing, whatever. And packed his shit up and walked out, and literally
So
2
you've
minutes of
always
silence.
been an asshole. Is what you're saying.
Okay.
You just blew my theory out of the water. Like, I changed my mind. I 180. You're just fucking terrible.
We're all assholes, okay?
Okay, let's put it this way: if everybody rolled a D&D sheet, his intelligence and his charm would be a 1.
I don't
Okay.
think that's possible. I think it's a 3 is the minimum, dude.
Charm would be a 1. Intelligence, I have that.
It's
just
charisma.
I'm
Yeah, charisma. That's right,
whatever.
not charm.
Whatever.
God, I haven't played
Charisma.
D&D so long. God, I miss that game.
We should definitely play some D&D at some point.
I'd throw down with it. I don't know if I would play with
Anyway,
Janessa because she'd be a pain in the ass the whole time.
Agreed.
It's getting kind of late here, guys. I think we're right about actually
Yeah,
almost
I think
2
we're about
hours.
done whenever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
anyway, I had a lot of fun recording. This was a really fun episode.
yeah, it was
This
good.
was
It a
awesome.
good one.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
I would totally
Yeah,
of
appreciate
course.
it.
Agreed, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Send
we'll
one
have
of
to
these
Fun.
on.
we'll have to have you on individually when we get Charles back, so we have a little bit
Yeah.
different dynamic.
For
I think it'd be
sure.
cool because with the 3 of us, it makes Mike kind of almost awkward.
Fourth wheel.
Yeah, I almost said fourth wheel, but because
Well, it
we have
makes
all
me
these,
look like the
connections-
nice guy. That's for sure.
Because we're just all assholes to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
Well, I think that's why we've stayed friends so long. Like, weirdly enough, is because we're
Oh.
equally assholey to each other.
Yeah.
Yo,
Kid
Keegan,
Dad-
did you?
yeah, he clipped it. I think.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Keep it
show.
up.
Yeah, we'll be back in a couple
Yeah,
weeks.
yeah,
yeah.
we'll be back. Charles will
Charles.
be back.
I'm gonna
We'll
be
take
in
some.
Kingsport, I think. Right?
Cool, man.
Well,
Um,
no, I guess not. Okay, I'll figure it out when the time comes.